We have returned. My next guest is a national correspondent for the Today Show. Please welcome Natalie Morales. Thank you for being here.
First time meeting you.
I know.
I can't believe it. We're in the same building.
I know. Well, you guys are sort of across the street, and you've got that big window.
Yeah.
They stick me up in this tower and give me a fake window as punishment for something. I don't know what.
You have a nicer view than we do, though.
Yes, yes. If only it were real. So much to talk about. First of all, as part of your job, you got to go to Fashion Week.
I did.
And sort of cover Fashion Week last week, and I actually participate, and people were talking about this. You had a bit of an embarrassing moment.
A little bit of a wardrobe malfunction, you might say.
Yeah.
I actually had probably one of my most embarrassing career moments. I was out there, it was for the Dress Red fashion show, where you're basically at the Heart Truth campaign to try to raise awareness for heart disease. And I was out there doing my catwalk, strutting my stuff.
You modeled the dress.
Yeah, I was modeling this beautiful red dress. It had this like swing little, it was a mini skirt.
Right.
And so I figured I was going to get to the end of the runway, make a little twirl, do my thing, do the model pose, walk back. Well, I do my twirl, I pose, people are clapping, laughing, sort of, and I had no idea what was going on. So I'm like, oh, I think I nailed it. I thought it was great. So I walked back down the catwalk, and the very next day I had a lot of press, but sure enough, our PR person is like, oh, don't worry about the one in the Washington Post too much. I don't think it was anything. I'm like, what do you mean the one in the Washington Post? And I read the headline. It says, bottoms up to the First Lady. So sure enough, I had flashed the First Lady, and I didn't believe that I
First Lady Laura Bush, sitting like in the front row.
Sitting right there because she's part of the big, campaign to raise awareness about heart disease. Front row, center, and right there, my hem just happened to pop up right where she happened to be sitting.
I think this examines, just deserves closer examination. I think we have a clip here.
In slow motion?
In slow-mo, and this has been magnified. There's the First Lady, and then there's the twirl,
Yeah, right where she happened to be.
Okay. She seemed delighted by the whole thing.
I've never actually interviewed the First Lady, but now I think I have an in for next time, hopefully.
It'll all be taken care of.
I feel very close. We're bonded.
Now, one thing, we do an hour show a night. You do how many hours? You do 3 hours a day.
3 hours. Pretty soon 4.
Yeah, a 4th hour.
Yeah.
You guys are moving up to.
Coming soon.
I'm just curious, you must, in all that time, and it's live, there must be times when you just slip up and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, just about every day. I mean, in fact, I was doing a newscast recently, and there was an important story on some recent findings in Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's research. So I read the story, and the last sentence is, the latest findings are published in the Annals of Neurological Science. Well, I kind of slipped up a little bit, and what came out of my mouth was in the Annals of Neurological Science. I mean, it's a science story, so, annals is quite all right. Well, sure enough, the control room...
It is an actual part of the body. You can always pretend that's what I meant to say. It's an actual magazine.
The control room, Matt, Al, Meredith, they had a field day with it. I mean, they love you, they support you, but the minute you mess up, you're fair game. That's it.
Sure, it's fun for them. Why not?
It's fun for them. So then I had to do a fix for our West Coast feeds and our Midwest feeds, and basically re-record, read the whole story. So it took me about 4 tries because Matt is standing on one side, Al is standing on the other, and they're like, anal, every time I tried to get the word out.
They're such children.
Children! Can you believe what I put up with? I mean,
I would never do that.
It's hard enough doing what I have to do, and then to have to deal with such mockery.
Well, you're in a professional environment now. You should be happy.
Very professional.
I have to believe that that many male viewers must make attempts to contact you because you're very beautiful. You're on television every day.
Thank you.
I have to believe that there are a lot of men, maybe men that get obsessed or think I'm just gonna call Natalie Morales and
there are some that think watching the Today Show is watching the Home Shopping channel. I think so I did have a call when I was fairly new to the national news scene, had just gotten my job at MSNBC, was there about 6 months, and I get a phone call. It was on my voicemail. Hello, in a very kind of gruff voice. This is Alec, A-L-E-C. Baldwin, B-A-L-D-W-I-N, Alec Baldwin, and I'm doing a movie about the life of a cable channel, reporter, and I'd like to have a chance to talk with you. If you can, please call me back. So I call him back, and we actually have a delightful conversation.
Wait a minute, it was Alec Baldwin?
It was the Alec Baldwin.
I thought it was a guy pretending to be Alec Baldwin.
No, there was no mistake
it's
in the
Alec
voice.
Baldwin?
Well, when you spell it with a C, I knew it was the Alec Baldwin. That had to be the Alec
no one
Baldwin.
could. A guy could look up how to spell his name. He used a C. It must be Alec Baldwin.
The Alec Baldwin.
I'll meet you at the restaurant.
So exactly, I call him back, and that was exactly it. He was proposing, well, I'd like to meet you for lunch so we can talk about it, this movie role. And I'm like, well, what exactly are you looking for? Because I'm fairly new to the national cable news scene. I don't really think I'm the best person for you to be talking with.
Right.
And, he was like, no, I really want somebody who has, like, a fresh, new perspective. So I was like, all right, but I'm already, I'm naive, but I'm not that naive. I'm like, I'm married. And he was like, oh, well, let me come clean then. And then he was like,
that
I'd
dog!
be completely honest.
Was there a movie? There was no movie.
No movie. Can you believe it? No movie. I haven't gotten any phone calls from you, though, so that's
Hey,
good.
I really am making a movie. And my call was legitimate. I make a lot of movies. No, I'm feeling weirded out because Alec Baldwin told me he was making a movie about a late-night talk show host.
If he asks you to lunch?
He did, and he wants me to ride a bicycle built for two through Provence with him. So I said yes.
I'd worry a little bit.
Yeah, he spelled his name with a C. I said it must be him.
It must be. It's
This is legitimate.
The funny thing is, though, is that we've since seen each other because obviously he does the show 30 Rock now, and he's been in the studio, and he laughs about it about as much as I do. Every time he sees the crew.
Of course he does. He has to.
He has to. Every time he sees the crew, he's like, did you hear the one about the time when I asked Natalie? Yeah.
Remember when I tried to trick you? Those were good times.
Alec, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you'll be hearing from him. Well, the Today Show, of course, airs weekday mornings on NBC. Natalie, thanks so much. I know you're busy.
So
it was
much.
nice for you to
Great
be here.
to meet you.
Natalie Morales will be right back. John Mulaney, stick around. Very funny guy.